So today, guys, we are going to draw popsicles. Since it's summertime, I thought it would be a fun idea to draw a bunch of different kinds of popsicles. And so instead of having a tailor station, pretty much the whole page is a tailor station. So we have a bunch of different squares. And if you want to draw all of them with me, that's great. If you just want to draw one, look at this picture right here. And pick the one that you want to draw. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start off first by drawing something called Berrylicious. So the first thing we're gonna do is start right here and just draw a circle kind of to the right. All right, and then next we're gonna draw just the regular, like standard popsicle shape. So just kind of a curve down like that, like a candy cane, and then bring the bottom across. And then we're just gonna bring the curve down like this, just like that. So there's gonna be a giant blueberry sticking off the top of this one. All right, for all of our sticks, we're just drawing a really deep U like that. So you just draw a really deep U. And then that's pretty much gonna be the same thing for all of our popsicle sticks. All right, so this one, we're gonna have different colors, and some of the popsicles will have faces, some of them won't. So I'm just gonna kind of draw like a wavy line like that because I wanna give it two different colors. All right, the next thing is two big eyes. So if you've watched other videos of mine, then you know that Kawaii is a style of art where you make things like super adorable or lovable. And so one of the characteristics is to give whatever you're drawing really big eyes. So we have really big eyes on this one and a smile. I think we can draw some eyelashes hanging off the side a little bit. That'll probably make it a little bit more cute. All right, so that's our Berrylicious popsicle. We're gonna color it at the end. All right, lemon lime. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. Instead of a blueberry, let's start with a lime. So I drew a line like this, kind of a horizontal line, but it's a little bit curved. And then I'm just gonna I drew a straight line coming up, and then I'm drawing a curved line coming back down to the first curved line that we drew. And that way the line will look like it's kind of poking out of the popsicle. All right, and then I'm going to come up a little bit higher right here, maybe like halfway up that line, and draw the standard popsicle shape again. So just a curved hook like that. And then on this side, I guess I'll start right here and just draw a curved line coming down. So it's curved a little bit at the top and then it comes down. And then I'm gonna connect the bottoms, and then I'm gonna draw a fatter stick, but it's still a deep U shape. All right, for that one, since it's lime, let's give it kind of some squinting eyes. So let's just draw two flattened rainbow shapes like that. Put some eyelashes on the sides, and we'll draw the tongue hanging out on this one since it's gonna be a sour popsicle. All right, so that's gonna be our lemon lime. Let's draw some leaves also. Looks like it needs something right here. All right. The next one is, let's go right here to pineapple. So if you know about popsicles, there's these things called twin pops that have two popsicles. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw a line across, and then here's one popsicle stick on the left, and then here's another one on the right, kind of covering the word pineapple right here. And then I'm gonna bring it up like this. I'm gonna give it a little like notch down like that and come right back up, and then finish my giant rainbow shape like that. And then to make it look like a pineapple, just watch this motion. So I'm gonna go out like this, make a point, and then come back in, but not all the way in. And I'm just gonna do that a couple more times. When I get to the top right here, I'm gonna switch directions and get bigger with that shape as I come down. All right, so then for our pineapple, I'm gonna give it some giant SpongeBob eyes with 3 eyelashes on each one, just like SpongeBob. All right, and then for the mouth, I guess we could give it just a small little mouth. And then when I come in with coloring, what I'm going to do is I will draw, pineapples have a really rough like texture before you chop them open. So I'm gonna give it the rough part of the texture down here once I start coloring. Right now, I'm gonna color the irises, so the pupils, the black parts of the eye. And this is a great time for me to color in the whole pupil. I'm gonna put white dots in later. I had them there at first, but I colored it in because I want to show you the like what a highlighting pen allows you to do. All right, so that's our pineapple popsicle. All right, next we're gonna draw a patriotic. So for our patriotic popsicle, instead of sticking with the normal or standard popsicle shape, we're gonna draw most of the normal shape of a popsicle. So 2 curves down, but we're not gonna connect it at the top. Instead, we're gonna curve it upwards like this. And then we're gonna draw a line to connect the 2 sides like that. So it's gonna have a bullet pop shape. And so I'm bringing it down a little bit longer because their bullet pops are a little bit taller. And then I'm just gonna draw our popsicle stick right here. And then to make it patriotic, we wanna use red, white, and blue. So we're gonna separate it into 3 different parts by drawing 2 lines. At the bottom is where I'm gonna have my red stripes. So I'm just gonna draw stripes like this. And then at the top is where I'm gonna have stars. And so you can draw stars if you know how to draw stars. If you don't know how to draw stars, then just draw dots. If you don't know how to draw either one, then just wait and draw little specks with a highlighting pen if you have one, or you can just, whenever you color it, leave little spots that are white. All right, so there's a few stars right there, and that will give our bullet pop the look that I'm looking for, our patriotic bullet pop. All right, watermelon. All right, for watermelon, we're also gonna come outside of the standard popsicle shape, and we're gonna give the top a smaller curve, and then we're gonna get bigger at the bottom because we want the popsicle to look like a kind of a rounded out watermelon shape. So right now it kinda looks like a pizza. So I drew the same shape as like a candy corn, and then I just took like a maybe ½ inch space off the bottom. So this is where our rind is gonna be. So it's like the dark green and light green part. I'm putting wavy lines so I can give it some of this is gonna be dark green, some is gonna be light green. And then I need to draw a line across like this, another line kind of parallel to that one, because that's where our white area is going to be. All right, I'm going to give this watermelon some really big eyes. Instead of kawaii eyes, I'm going to give it cartoon eyes. So I'm just going to draw small little pupils like that and a surprised look like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw the seeds, but I could have waited until I colored it to draw the seeds because the seeds are black and I would have just colored it red. All right, for caramel apple, we're gonna draw an apple shape. So an apple is really almost like a circle, but instead of connecting the circle perfectly at the top, you're gonna overlap the lines. So here is it's like a big C, and then I'm just bringing it around like I'm making a circle, but instead of making it perfect, I'm gonna bring this line down a little bit, and then this line connects like a heart. Then I'm gonna draw a stem, it's a rectangle, and then just a leaf shape. So a line and then a line. So a curved line and then a curved line coming back into the apple. All right, here's our stick, and then we're gonna draw the caramel. All right, so for the caramel, I just want it to kind of look like it's oozy and gooey. So I'm just gonna draw the same type of wavy line that we did over here for the Berrylicious one. All right, we're gonna give caramel apple some really big eyes. And we can make these kind of twinkling eyes. So I'm gonna draw a black pupil, and later on, I'll come in with my highlighting pen to add the highlighting dots. All right, so that's our caramel apple. All right, the next one is strawberry. So for strawberry, we're gonna do the same thing we did like caramel apple, but we're going to turn it into a strawberry. So I'm gonna start the top off smaller and then get bigger at the bottom and just curve it around and connect it. And then I'm going to draw the stick, and forgot about strawberry's leaves. But it's not a big deal. So we're gonna draw some strawberry leaves, and they're just lines like this, like zigzag lines, and then they curve up at the top. All right, then we're gonna give it some big cartoon eyes like this, and just small simple dots for the pupils, and we'll give it a half smile like that. And of course it'll look more like a strawberry once we come in and color it. All right, next is strawberries and cream. So instead of drawing a strawberry shaped popsicle, we can draw a regular shaped popsicle. So just the standard shape of a popsicle, a really deep rainbow like that, connect it, and then put a deep U for the stick, and then draw a wavy line because this is where the cream part is coming in. And right up here is where we're gonna draw the strawberry. So we're gonna kind of draw almost a U shape. It's I mess up all the time and draw a circular shape when it's actually not circular. It has a point at this end, and then we're just gonna put the leaf part at the top like that. So whenever I come in and color it, I'll probably fix it first by erasing that part. I'm drawing with a marker, so I can't erase, but if you're drawing with a pencil, you should be able to erase the line on the inside so that you can see the strawberry. All right, next is raspberry. So for the raspberry popsicle, we're gonna draw, it's just a regular popsicle, and we are going to draw bits and pieces of raspberry in it. I'm just drawing little circles until it gets the look of a raspberry. And that's pretty much it. We'll come in and we'll add some details with the coloring whenever I color it. All right, a mermaid popsicle. I thought this one would be really cool. We're just gonna do a standard popsicle shape. So draw a rainbow, connect it, draw the stick, and then coming off the side, we're gonna draw a line going up, kind of like half of a smile. Over here, we're gonna draw half of a smile, but over here, we want it to connect to the first line that we drew, like that. And then we're gonna put 2 fins, because this is our mermaid's tail. That would be a really cool popsicle. All right, so most of the coloring on this one, most of the characteristics is gonna come in once we start coloring. All right, the only thing that I can say is right now we're gonna draw the scales. So this is how you draw the scales. You just draw a bunch of U's like that are connected. And then you come down a layer, and every time you come down a layer, you wanna connect your U's on the top, on the middle of the previous layer of scales. So right here, like I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna connect right here, and that way they're not all just stacked on top of each other. All right, and so I'm just gonna keep doing this until I get down to the bottom. All right, and so we'll stop right there. All right, so that's gonna be our mermaid popsicle. All right, next is our rainbow popsicle. All right, for the rainbow popsicle, it's just gonna be a popsicle, like a standard popsicle. It's just going, most of its characteristics are gonna come from the color. So just draw a plain popsicle and we'll color it in later. All right, we can go ahead and add the 2 little like indentions. So I'm just gonna draw a straight line like that down the middle, and then you just draw the curved line like that, and that'll kind of give it more of a popsicle shape. All right, let's draw a s'more popsicle. So for the s'more popsicle, we're gonna draw actually, this one is gonna be one that I'm gonna tailor. We're gonna draw like a curved rectangle like this, but when I get to the top, let's draw a bite taken out of it. I want it to draw a bite taken out of like the caramel apple or the watermelon, but I forget every time I start drawing and just draw the whole popsicle. On our watermelon, I forgot to draw the stick. All right, so for the s'more popsicle, so I drew 3 little U shapes for the bite that's taken out. Here is the stick, and then we want some different layers. So this is gonna be graham cracker. At the bottom, graham cracker. And then chocolate is right here, and we want our marshmallow to kind of be melted. So we're gonna draw like a wavy melted line like that for the marshmallow. All right, on the marshmallow part, we're gonna draw our face. I'm just drawing 2 smooth, like flattened rainbows for some closed eyes, and then a smile. All right, kiwi. So kiwi is gonna be one of my favorite. This is another way you can tailor yours. You could add any kind of accessories you want. So right here on the right side, I'm going to add a bow. So I'm just drawing a circle, and then it has two kind of candy corn shapes, or I guess like curved triangle shapes. And then I'm gonna bring the side down. I'm also gonna tailor this one and make it look like it's melting. So instead of drawing just a line at the bottom to connect it, I'm drawing a wavy line like that. All right, and then we'll draw the stick coming out of the bottom. And we will also, let's give this one the same closed eyes and a smile. Now this one is also going to have a lot of character, and you'll be able to see why it's called Kiwi once we color it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add her seeds right now. All right, actually let's also, since she's melting, let's draw some splashes coming off of her, which you could do with any of the popsicles that we're drawing today. You can draw splashes coming off of any of them that you want to make look like they're melting a little bit. All right, the next one is unicorn. All right, so for our unicorn popsicle, you're just gonna wanna draw the standard popsicle shape, just like this. Draw a stick at the bottom. All right, and then her characteristics are gonna come in with her hair and her horn. So just draw a smooth curve right here, then another one right here, and then another one right here. That's gonna be her hair. Let's give her two ears, kind of like cat ears on both sides like that. And then we'll draw her horn. So you just draw kind of a curved rectangle, and then another smaller one on top, another smaller one on top, another smaller one, and then a triangle at the top when you draw so many that it's too small to draw another one. All right, then we're gonna draw like her hair coming down the back. So I'm gonna draw a curve like that. It's just a C shape, then another C shape, another C shape, another one, but this one is going to actually be a U shape because it's at the bottom of her head. And then at this bottom one, I'm going to draw kind of a rainbow shape and then connect it with a point to make it look like a ponytail. All right, after we do that, we're going to draw two big kawaii eyes. Of course, we want our unicorn popsicle to be really cute. I'm going to draw two circles in the inside and two circles on the inside of those two circles. All right, just like that. Give her 3 eyelashes on each side, some eyebrows, and we'll just give her the normal smile, just a cute little simple smile like that. All right, the next one is peanut butter and not jelly, peanut butter and jellyfish. So I was gonna draw peanut butter and jelly, but I decided just to make it a little bit cuter by making, instead of jelly, jellyfish. So the first thing we're gonna do is draw the jellyfish. So we're gonna draw, instead of a standard popsicle shape, you're gonna draw this shape. It's kind of like a rainbow that you've pushed down on. All right, and then after that, connect it, kind of like an oval. And then jellyfish have like a, it's kind of like our melted shape. They have kind of like a, I don't know, a different part of them that looks wavy. And then that's it. That's all we're gonna draw right now. So then we're gonna draw the rest of a standard popsicle shape like this, and then connect it, draw the stick. And then for jellyfish have tentacles, so we wanna draw like wavy lines like that. And so that will be the jelly, and then the popsicle part is the peanut butter part. All right, for the eyes, let's give it cartoon eyes. So draw one really big circle, a medium circle, and then just 2 dots in the middle. All right, you can leave it like this if you want it to be a boy, or you could give it eyelashes if you want it to be a girl. All right, Honeybee. This one is, I think this is gonna be really cute. I think you'll like this one. All right, so for Honeybee, we're just gonna draw the regular shape of a popsicle, but a little bit fatter, a little bit wider like that. Connect it, draw the stick. All right, and then we're gonna give it, instead of 1 layer of like wavy gooiness, we're gonna give it 2. So here's 1 layer, and then here is 2 a little bit lower. All right, and why did we do that? This is gonna be honey up here, and then this is gonna be our bee's face. Instead of kawaii eyes or cartoon eyes, we're just gonna do 2 regular black circles for the eyes. Instead of 3 eyelashes, I'm just gonna put 2, and then just a simple smile like this. All right, to make it Honeybee, we're gonna give it some wings. So I'm gonna draw a kind of a rainbow, a tilted rainbow shape on this side, and then like an upside down on that side to give it wings. Now I could have made the top bigger and the bottom smaller, but I wanted it to be kind of cartoonish, so I drew the top wing smaller and the bottom one is bigger. All right, so I did that on both sides. Now we need to give the the bee, we're gonna give it, we need to give it its lines. So I'm just gonna draw a line going across, another line going across, and another line. You wanna try to get 3 different lines so that when we draw when you start coloring, that it'll definitely look like a bee. All right, the last part is the antennas. So just draw 2 little lines going up here and a circle at the top of both of those. All right guys, so that is all 16 of our popsicles. I hope you had fun drawing them with me. Now let's go to a time lapse of me coloring it. Of course you can color yours however you want to, so feel free to tailor yours to whatever specifications you want yours to have. All right, let's go to the time lapse. Alright, so that's all 16 popsicles colored. I put the names on the top of each one, so make sure you see what the names are. I use this highlighting pen to come in and add little lines or dots wherever I want something to have like a shiny or a wet appearance. So anything that I want to look like it's glistening, or if I want something to look like it is melting or shiny, I'm just adding little white dots and lines to give it that appearance. When I go down to the unicorn, I'm going to add a lot of different white dots to her hair because I want her hair to look like it is glitter, and glitter of course has a lot of different shiny parts, so I'm just going to add a lot of different white dots to her hair, which will give it like a glitter appearance. I hope you enjoyed drawing these popsicles with me today. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and definitely subscribe so I know that you like the videos like this and keep making more. Bye!